and like food for the hamburger meat. The lady walks over and she goes, F you, stop harassing the Sandy Hook families. And I looked at her and I said, lady, I questioned that 5 years ago, what other people did. And she goes, F you, Russian. That's what the media told her.
Let's stay on this topic.
No, they go back to this thing.
I've graduated Sandy Hook in this interview, so I don't want to go back to Sandy Hook.
No, but that's all they talk about.
No, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to, since you.
I agree. Good. Let's not talk about it. I believe it happened, and I'm sorry for the families.
Fair enough.
God damn it! Stop saying I said it didn't happen.
Stay in this topic. Let's stay pizza.
What it
Let's
is.
stay focused on this topic here.
The greatest interview you probably missed. That's why I wanted to report on it today. This is Alex Jones with some other guy on this channel called Valuetainment. And no, I'm sorry for those who thought the title was misleading. I will not be interviewing Alex Jones today, although that would be an interesting interview. This is on a channel called Valuetainment, which has just under 1 million subscribers. I watched the whole thing. Fascinating. There's a link to it in the description. In this video, Alex Jones talks about death. He comes back to the topic of death a few times, talks about how close he is with God, and continually gets drawn back into Sandy Hook, the controversy that seems to have defined his life as of late, maybe ever since it happened. So we're going to play a few clips of where he talks about that. We're also going to get into his view on the Second Amendment, a surprising view for people who thinks he supports the Second Amendment, his thoughts on being part of the Illuminati, and his opinions about Israel. His opinions about Israel for everybody who says he's a Zionist shill. I'm your host, Nathan Stolman. Over my shoulder is Doshi, producing, sitting through Alex Jones interviews in full, pulling clips. We have a sponsor for the show. It's called Truth Revolution Clothing. It's a business we started. It's like supplements, but you can wear them. truthclothing.io. Here's what it looks like. This is our website where we sell t-shirts. We design them, get them printed here by hand in California, then stock them and ship them. Everything, actually, the whole thing. So you can go there, get your Truth Matters or Russian Bot shirt, get it shipped to you cheap, fast, and free, actually, if you get more than $50 worth of stuff, which includes Doshi stickers and coffee mugs. That's at Truth Revolution Clothing or truthclothing.io. Let me go back to this interview, since that's what you tuned in for. I'm going to point out a few different things. First of all, I have to say my opinion about Alex Jones. So Alex Jones is a deceiver. I have a personal belief about what he's being deceptive about. The essence of Alex Jones, I believe, is a deception itself. But I do want you to take a look at him, see how he's doing. We want to see how he's doing mentally, physically, because as above, so below. Our representation here on this 3D plane is representative of our representation in the planes above. So how is he doing? How is he doing spiritually? Is he 44 years old? That's what I was going to go back to. Is he 44 years old? Or is he closer to 56 or 57 years old? Is that a drink in front of him? Yeah, it is. And I could show you right here that he is drinking during this interview. This back here, Woodford Reserve, 90 proof, small batch bourbon with Coca-Cola. That was the drink of choice for this interview. You can decide whether it was affecting him or his judgment or the fact that his jaw is grinding from side to side. He wears blue contact lenses. Hopefully you'll be able to see that clearly. We know that for a fact. And now, thanks to his iPhone and Tinder, apparently, we know that he's into tranny porn. I don't even know if you could say that. Trans porn. Man on man or man on man woman. Something like that. For the people who researched it. He's deceiving us. he's supposed to be telling us the truth. Is he telling us the truth? Is he telling us the truth about Sandy Hook? Very controversial event. Is he telling you the truth about Sandy Hook? Can I tell you what I think about Sandy Hook on YouTube? This is this is Alex Jones right now. Alex Jones and Sandy Hook go hand in hand. This is his current position on it.
Is that true? Is this true? So we debate those. And then about a year or so after it, I start saying to people that are saying, I'm covering up because I'm saying I thought it happened.
You.
Yeah. I start saying, no, I think it happened. And then it becomes this whole debate. And then reporters come to me and they say, tell us what you think really happened. What are the anomalies? And then I say the anomalies, even though I've already proven those anomalies aren't what they say they are, I'm saying, I believe Sandy Hook happened. Here are the anomalies.
Do you think, I mean, really, do you think he's 44 years old and that he has blue eyes? You can see the pigment behind his eyes. Bill Hicks had brown eyes. That's all I'm saying. You guys can look into it yourself. 44 or 57. Okay, I won't dwell on that. Anyway.
Then they sue me for saying what the anomalies are, cutting off that I say it happened. It's a way to like suck the oxygen out of the room. I literally 1/10 of a billionth of what I've done to Sandy Hook. Yeah. And now it's constant Sandy Hook, Sandy Hook, Sandy Hook,
just
Sandy
so
Hook.
you know, I got 15 more topics that I would like.
I know you got 15, but that's where this goes.
No,
that's where this goes.
The only question, but you haven't answered. So I think it can simplify it if you just say, here's an argument. Are you saying Sandy Hook was staged and the people that walked there, they were acting?
No, I believe Sandy Hook
it happened, but the government had something to do with it?
No, I believe Sandy Hook happened. I believe kids got killed at Sandy Hook. And then the public questioned it. I analyzed that, and I apologize to people taking out of context what I questioned, and then the media used it to try to hurt families. So I apologize for the whole way it's worked.
So you're not saying there's any government involvement?
No, I don't think there was any government involvement.
So that's but
sellout. He's a sellout, right? I mean, what are you going to say about Sandy Hook? He just basically said he believes the official story. There was no involvement by the government. There were anomalies which he says he debunked. So, I mean, look at Wolfgang Halbig, who had a public breakup with Alex Jones. Look at Wolfgang Halbig, school administrator, Florida State trooper, literally wrote the book on crisis response. Said back then, and has continued saying to this day, that there are problems with the official story from Sandy Hook that demand answers because of how important the event was, and because of how important it would be if people were lied to on such a massive scale, to traumatized, to be made to believe that 20 school children were gunned down by this Adam Lanza. He has been sued. He got sued by Lenny Posner, famous Lenny Posner from Sandy Hook. And guess what? He won. Lenny Posner sued him. The judge demanded that Posner show up for a video deposition. And that was the last straw. He had to drop the suit rather than show up and say who he was even. So now there's new lawsuits, and Alex Jones just says, no, I never said that. I'm sure he did, first of all. And he might have been right. That's the thing. And then he says it's real and the government had nothing to do with it. Now he says that. I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with him being off the internet. It just has to do with Alex Jones. I mean, are we seeing is Alex Jones being rejected at this point? Is there a flippening happening where Alex Jones is becoming less relevant and news sources are becoming more relevant? Is that happening? Okay, that's his feelings on Sandy Hook. He says the government didn't lie to us about it. We have other characters who we look up to who have, by the way, you can't have Wolfgang Halbig on YouTube anymore. I mean, it's very hard. Most of my videos get banned with him, so, and that happened way before anything happened to AJ. That's all I'm saying. They're real heroes in this thing. Now, let me get into this talk about death. Now I got to wonder where Alex's head is at right now. All right, let's start right here.
Sure.
So that is the main human genome eugenics center. The whole deal. They trained the Nazis. They trained the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute. There's Pulitzer Prize winning books. They have
Oops. I'm sorry, 43. I'll get you there.
those hits them. They already haven't figured it out. And so I'm just over there. I'm the globalist lethal injection. And I'm ready to die. So let's just be clear. I've already won. This is all gravy from this point on. So I'm already in the system. I've already won. And they thought it was a joke. And now they just took their death dose. Really, I'm going to kill the New World Order. That's why they call me violent. That's why they hate me. I'm not physically hurting anybody. But the information is the end. It's their end of days.
You think so?
No one can reverse it now. Yeah, no, it's true. Because humanity wants to live. And they're the ones doing this. I studied their papers. I studied their program. And you ask why they're so afraid? They're so afraid because I've got their number. And I'm not afraid to die. So that's it. That answers your question.
What do you think of that? He's not afraid to die. And what he's saying is that his mission is already accomplished. He's already defeated the globalists. And I can see where his mind might be going. I understand his philosophy. In a sense, we are already dead. And he's going to get into that. In a sense, he has already won. Perhaps it's true. He's perhaps awoken the masses, red-pilled the masses, with a poison pill in many respects. Not afraid to die because he's already won. Let me tell you how he expounds on this.
I'm a dead man. And like everybody else. And I'm just moving forward. And
Dead man as in eventually you're going to die, or dead man meaning your career's, you're done? What does dead mean to you?
The enemy wants me dead, and I'm comfortable with that. So that's it. I'm dead, and I'm ready. So the work's already done. You ever figured it out? Like I blew the globalist up. It already happened.
How are you doing emotionally right now?
I love it.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm very close to God.
Very close to God.
Very close. You know, in fact, I always felt my heart and stomach. Now it's in my bones. Like every moment is like close to God. I can't explain it. I'm so close to God right now.
Are you in prayer mode right now? Are you speaking all the time?
I just feel good.
Peace? Are you relaxed?
I am at peace. I'm now at peace. I'm now at peace. It's not my name or who I am. The enemy knows I love God. I love Jesus. And so I've already passed on. And that's why the enemy hates me, because I'm well beyond their grasp now. Far beyond their grasp. I just pray that God will have mercy on my children. But I trust God. So it's God's will now.
So you don't think there's anything here for you to...
Like the interviewer here, I would be stunned as well, taking long pauses. I wonder about Alex's state of mind. I wonder if he really feels that way. I really wonder how much he's absorbed this character. Is he looking okay? People were referring to the way he was popping out of his shirt a little bit when I was reviewing this earlier on Twitch. As above, so below, ladies and gentlemen. Although they'll say, when I say that I'm Illuminati. What does that mean? Is Alex Jones going to admit that he is part of the Illuminati? Did you see Alex tearing up? I mean, it was real emotion. Is Alex Jones part of the Illuminati? I'd say he thinks so. You listen. You decide. Right here.
The Illuminati means the illuminated or the Renaissance. But the people pushing the modern Illuminati system are wanting control. So no one who's actually seriously trying to build a civilization calls themselves the Illuminati.
No one really that's trying to build a civilization calls themselves the Illuminati. Even though Illuminati is a good word, you're illuminated. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it just means illuminated. So you could technically say, like, Trump's the head of the Illuminati.
Like, are they running the world?
No. Illuminati in Latin means illuminate.
Okay.
And so you could say, I'm the head of the Illuminati, Trump's the head of the Illuminati. There's no group under us. And it becomes this negative term like, oh, they're Illuminati. Oh, they're secret, they run things. That's deep state, that's shadow government. And so the two things, one is a term in Latin for different revolutionary groups. The other is real names of real stratas of governmental systems.
Okay, I have to go over this again. I'm just going to go over it one more time just to break it down, because he does say a lot of things. He does, to me, imply that he is part of some organization trying to rebuild society. I do believe that's what he's saying, and that he is illuminated, and so is Donald Trump. Donald Trump could be head of the Illuminati. I'll play it again and just see if I can break it apart.
The Illuminati means the illuminated or the Renaissance. But the people pushing the modern Illuminati system
See, first of all, he's equating it with the only really good things, the Renaissance, right?
Are wanting control. So no one who's actually seriously trying to build a civilization calls themselves the Illuminati.
No one who is actually seriously trying to build a civilization calls themselves the Illuminati, which implies that he believes there is an illuminated group of some sort. Tell me if I'm reading into this too much. That is trying to build society and just would never call themselves, would never call themselves the Illuminati. There are illuminated ones trying to build society, including Alex Jones.
No one really that's trying to build a civilization calls themselves the Illuminati. Even though Illuminati is a good word, you're illuminated. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it just means illuminated. So you could technically say, like, Trump's the head of the Illuminati.
Okay, Trump's Illuminati.
Like, are they running the world?
No. Illuminati in Latin means illuminate.
Okay.
And so you could say, I'm the head of the Illuminati, Trump's the head of the Illuminati. There's
They're both illuminated, right? Is that where I'm reading into this? It's too much.
no group under us. And it becomes this negative term like, oh, they're Illuminati. Oh, they're secret, they run things. That's deep state, that's shadow government. And so the two things, one is a term in Latin for different revolutionary groups. The other is real name.
Is he part of a revolutionary group for a term in Latin, which is a good thing? So I'm asking, does he believe he is part of some secret society, some secret revolutionary group trying to rebuild society? Does he believe it? He might.
Of real stratas of governmental systems.
I mean, he's got some interesting things going on in his head, that's for sure. Finally, for all the people who want to call Alex Jones a Zionist shill, which I've done also, it's a popular thing to do. He is a Zionist shill. He shills for Israel. He will never be critical of Israel, and in fact, he's made videos saying why I support Israel to an army of thumbs down, but he doesn't seem to care what his listeners think. His listeners overwhelmingly disapprove of his stance on Israel, at least if you judge by the upvote, downvote ratio on videos where he's actively defending Israel, saying usually, oh, it's just a little country. They don't have as much power as you think. There's some good things, some bad things, etc. Here with this Jewish interviewer, Patrick Bet David, I'm guessing from the last name, an Iranian Jew or Iranian Syrian Jew, do bring up the topic of Israel.
This is a good thing. This is not a bad thing.
But they're idiots. You know how the Nazi websites hate me more than Netanyahu. And then Netanyahu, they claim I work for Netanyahu. They everywhere. The fake Q movement says I'm this Mossad agent, all this bullshit. I've never even been to Israel. So imagine, like, from one end, I'm this Israeli agent. And then at the other end, I'm this Nazi.
I don't think you've ever done the Israeli story and been strong on that. You've always just been, I've never been there before. You're not, they've done some bad things, but they're, you know, they've done a lot of good things.
Yeah, it's like any country.
Yeah, sure.
It's like America. It's like, do you like America or do you like Israel? They've had different different agencies. They've had different presidents.
I agree. Okay.
There's not a lot of Nazis.
That's the point.
I'm telling you, Israel is not like every other country. Israel is a rogue terrorist state founded on terrorism, actually. I mean, that's how they helped create it. That's a historical fact. Support ISIS and bomb other countries ruthlessly. There's not a regular country. They're not a regular country. They're, you know, the people aren't like everybody else, you know, for whatever reason. And I mean simply in their treatment of their neighbors. For example, over 200 bombings of their neighbor Syria, unprovoked, unrecognized until recently. So, and then the issue with the oppression of the Palestinians and the apparent lack of interest by the local Jewish population in Israel to government policies, generally speaking. So I understand why people would call him a Zionist shill. I think that is a fascinating interview. I think it's worth a watch if you want to see where Alex Jones's head is at right now. I think it's worth watching the whole thing. I just am here to give you a summary for people who have the YouTube attention spans, but the link is in the description. A two-hour sit down picking through the mind of the man, Alex Jones. I'm on Twitch. I'll go over there for a little bit after this is over. Maybe I'll take phone calls if enough people tune in. At twitch.tv/lifttheveil411. I was there live before the show. I'm always live after the show. And I've been live there a lot of the time. I've been off YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, by the way. I'm glad to be back. So you can download the app also. Look up Lift the Veil. You can find me on podcasts by searching for Lift the Veil, anywhere you can get podcasts. And, I'm looking into the disappearance of Bill Smith. I'm looking into that, and I've been doing some research on that on Twitch. So if you guys are interested in that or have any information for me, go ahead and send it my way. For now, for YouTube, from me and Doshi, that is what it is.